Yes, my people, as the halt, it don't happen, no. The first say to defend Tinubu, you go sound stupid to the public, you know, the year. Now, when I see the way this obedient spokesperson, it a run enter PDP, roast APC, man, not talk too much. My obedient family just they like this video. So I make Facebook for recommend and give other people. Make them know say Peter Obi na sellable market and this PD APC now market. Let me say you don't fit defend that you go stand stupid. Please share, comment, and like this video as the hot.
The big question on everybody's mind is who is going to be the Messiah, who is going to be the hero, which candidates can truly get Nigeria out of the place where we currently are to a place where we ought to be, which candidate will promote equity, fairness, justice, and most importantly, which candidate has utmost respect for the rule of law. With me in the studio, I have Ababiaka Ahmed, who will be representing the APC. He is a member, Youth Mobilization, APC, PCC. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
I also have a very active Nigerian representing the Labour Party, Maureen Kabrik.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I am representing myself, fellow Obedients, and fellow Nigerian citizens who are yearning for a change. I'm not a member of the Labour Party, but I am a Nigerian citizen that desires to see change happen. Come February 25th, 2023. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll also have people from other political parties join us in the course of the show. But let's get straight into the youth debate. So I'm going to start with Ahmed. We've heard all of the promises that your candidate, keeps telling Nigerians. What is the core objective, or what do you think is the unique selling point of Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, thank you once again for having me. And it's a great opportunity also for me to present the superiority of the ideas and manifesto of the renewed hope agenda of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is not a mistake that it was Christian renewed hope. Because if you watch what is going on right now in the country, and if you watch from where we started from, where this party, the APC, started from in 2015, you will understand that a lot of improvement have been made, but in the development of a nation, all of the presidential candidates, the front runners at one point or another, have mentioned that no single president can fix this country in the given tenure of either 4 or 8 years or complete 2 terms. So that is one side of it. But if you want to check from where we are coming from again, I think it is instructive again to observe that these 4 presidential candidates, the front runners, I'm talking about the Labour Party candidates, Mr. Peter Obi, Mr. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, and Rabiu Kwankwaso. It is very, very important for us to check the only unbiased criteria for us to choose and attest to the ability or capacity of any of the candidates to deliver, for us to look at what they have done in the past. They've all held public offices as governors and vice presidents. So I think it is very, very important for us to go back to the records and check. This is not about rhetoric. This is not just about a talking point. This is not just about public speaking. It's about the reality on ground, undeniable reality, verifiable realities of what has happened and what we are expecting as a result of the experiences we've had. Lagos State, for instance, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, nobody will deny the fact that Lagos State is the only state that is economically viable and independent in this country as we speak right now. And it has everything. It has the hand of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu on it. When he came into office in 1999, the IGR of Lagos State was 600 million. We should not shy away from these important issues. The IGR of Lagos was 600 million. It could barely pay civil servants' salaries. But 8 years down the line, he left the IGR at 5.5 billion. That was not a mistake. It was a deliberate action from the power of visioning and the ability to think and put up a perfect team that can make things happen. So that's one of the very important things that we need to look at. A team player that has the capacity and that has the agenda to make this country great. So that is about the selling point of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Experience and his capacity from the experience of what he has done in Lagos State compared to other candidates. I think that's just about the best.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm going to move over to you. I'm going to get back to, the conversations around your candidates. You just stated some of his antecedents, the things he's done as the past, as one of the governors of two-time governor of Lagos State. We're going to get to other issues that really bother some Nigerians as regards to your candidates. But quickly moving on to Maureen, tell me, we had the grand rally yesterday. Labour Party had the grand rally yesterday, and it was all over social media. And this was the final rally for the campaigns. Do you really think, with the numbers and the support so far, do you really think that Peter Obi stands a chance to actually really win this election?
Yeah, we're going to win this elections, no doubt, with a landslide. We have told everyone, and we mean it, and we're going to make it happen. We have been undermined. We have been underrated. We have been told that we do not have the experience. We have been told that we cannot do it. We have been told that we are new to the game. We have been told that, politics is not for, the young people. What do we know about politics? Right from when our principal, moved from the PDP, to the Labour Party. It's been, all of these comments, coming from PDAPC, the Siamese twins, However, we have news for them, and our principal has proven to be a man of great strength, strength of character, a man of great capacity, a competent man, a man who has the capacity to take us from consumption to production, a man of great courage. Do you know what it means to move from a supposedly leading party to an unknown party just in 8 months, and he's been able to become the conversation, even when the media wasn't courting him, even when the media was disregarding him, even when the media was calling all his supporters names. But now he is the beautiful bride. He has become the force. He has become the conversation. The reason why the world is keyed in into the next elections that is coming in 13 days' time is because of our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, a man who has great compassion and empathy. He embodies the 5 C's that you look for in a leader, a man who has offered himself, a man who keeps taking himself to the people, not a man who is running away from the people, not a man whom we don't see him talk to us, not a man who clearly tells us he's bigger than the country that he wants to govern. That's the reason why he cannot sit down and be questioned. But Peter Obi has made himself available to the people. Yesterday was electrifying. I came all the way from Abuja to Lagos. I had told myself that whenever the date for Lagos rally is fixed, I, Maureen Barriat Kabrak, would be in attendance in that rally. Because for me, Lagos must understand that at the end of it all, their people are speaking, and they are speaking loudly. And they're saying that whom they have had as a godfather in Lagos for 23 years, they're going to retire him and all the structures that they have around them. And not just that, we, the people of Nigeria, we're also speaking loudly that we're not just going to retire the one godfather that has lasted for 23 years, but that we're going to retire the entire establishment of PDAPC that has held us in captivity, that has kept us in poverty, that has weaponized poverty, that even went ahead to steal palliatives that was given to citizens, not by them. It was bought by corporate bodies. They hoarded it. Some even had their faces on it, waiting to use it for their birthdays. So that particular, these two Siamese twins that have brought us nothing but pain. When you said the past 2 weeks have been hellish, no, hero, the past 8 years has been hellish. For Nigerians, there is no longer a middle class in Nigeria. It has been erased completely. And that is why we want to erase the PDAPC too, so that we can begin to have a Nigeria that will function, a Nigeria that will work for all, a Nigeria that when we come out and we say we're Nigerians, people will be proud to hold that green passport, as our principal said, at Chatham House. And that is why we spoke loudly yesterday. The atmosphere, and I'm sure Lagos, Nigeria, and the world over heard us, and they heard us loudly. All right.
Thank you very much, Maureen. I can feel the passion, and I could feel where you were coming from. Also, your candidate has a lot of youths and young people rallying around him. How would you say his popularity is amongst the older demography? And also, how would you rate his popularity in other parts of Nigeria. You know, there has been conversations around that in the grassroots in the north might not necessarily subscribe to Peter Obi simply because of they probably haven't heard enough of him.
You know, that's just the propaganda that the PDAPC always put out. But our principal rounded up his rally yesterday in Lagos after he had visited all the other states, Abuja inclusive. And we all saw the turnout of people from the streets. Organic love, pure love. I come from Southern Kaduna. Going to Southern Kaduna was a last-minute decision from what I learned from the party. But when they got to Southern Kaduna, what did you see? My people showed up. Because for so many years, we have been disadvantaged. For so many years, we have been looking for a leader who will come and speak to us and tell us, I share in your pain. For so many years, we have been dislodged from our farms, from our lands. And he took himself there, and you saw the love. I have a supplier who supplies me products in Abuja. So when people say, oh, they don't know him in the north. He sent me 4 voice notes day before yesterday, because I came in from Abuja for in-house. I wish I could play it here for the world to hear. Deep words that he had for APC and PDP, PDAPC. And he said, Madam, I'm not sure I'm allowed to speak Hausa on the show here, but I would have said a few of his lines in Hausa. But he said, we're waiting. Myself, my family, my community, because he comes from Sokoto State. He imports products into the country. Now he can no longer do that because of the rate of exchange. Normally he will go back to Sokoto during the farming season. Then when the farming season is over, he comes back to Abuja and carries on importation of, the foreign goods he brings in. But it's practically impossible. He can't go to farm. Now he can't bring his products because dollars are not accessible to him. So what do you want people like? So there are, I tell you, the silent voters are in the majority. They are in that demography that you just mentioned, because we live in a cruel country where people are afraid to speak up. So people who are in that demographic, probably because they built businesses, or they just, I'm still a civil servant, I don't want to talk, this, that. But trust me, they will hear them loud and clear. They have made up their minds, and 25th, those silent voters, that demography, will march to their polling units, and with their PVCs, Peter's Voters Card, as we have named it, they will make their choice for a new order, for a new Nigeria that we have said is possible. Thank you.
Okay, so Ahmed, I can see that you've been itching to talk. Let's take it from our conversation before we moved on to Maureen. You mentioned some of the antecedents of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes.
Some people would argue that, where Lagos is and what Lagos is was not simply just built by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It was a collective effort of a lot of individuals. Taking it from that angle, your candidate is part of the ruling party.
Yes.
How difficult has it been selling his candidacy, knowing fully well that usually a ruling party is supposed to campaign on the goodwill or the existing goodwill of what the current president has done? But we've seen a discrepancy. Initially your candidate came out to say we'll consolidate on what Buhari has done. And then we've heard some people from your party say, some people in our party are trying to sabotage whatever is going on. So can you deal with that current crisis, and why should Nigerians believe your candidates?
Okay, well, I think we need to look at this issue again, like I said earlier, from where we are coming from. That is the experiences we've had with all these candidates. Where we are currently and where we are going, talking about their manifesto. No single party, no ruling party in the whole world would want to work against itself. APC took over in 2015. From 2016 up till 2021 December, the usual fuel queues that we used to have in filling station never existed between 2016 and 2021. No party or no candidate or no government would want to jeopardize its chances in a year of election to now inflict upon itself this kind of crisis we are right now. What am I trying to say in essence? When this whole thing happened, you see there is this issue of the conspiracy that has been said from different quarters. I expected that while this issue was going on, a candidate, Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi and the rest of them, that have been speaking about standing on the side of the people, will come out and stand on the side of people on all their campaign platform to hold the microphone and say Nigerians are suffering. CBN, reverse this thing. Are you that prepared to do what you are to do to implement this policy? Have you done this? Have you done that? If they had kept quiet, it's a different thing. But they were leading the CBN on. We all heard from the Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, is better informed. He said some people in the government, non-state actors, were conniving with some other people who perhaps were aggrieved about the outcome of the APC primaries, and they are doing this to Nigeria. So the utterances of Mr. Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar on the ground that they were saying Nigerians should endure, Nigerians who are the filling station, it took Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC governors to even play the role of opposition on behalf of the opposition. They stood on the side of the people. You just heard the CBN governor saying that there's not enough paper to even print new notes after the advisory from the
they have debunked that.
No.
I saw it on your news.
No, wait. They debunked. They say anybody would debunk anything, depending on how the public accept it.
Yeah.
No, depending on how the public perceive it. This was the outcome of the Council of State meeting. Now, this went on and on, but I would just like to leave that aside and talk about where we are coming from, talking about what Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did. Everybody's talking about Lagos. CNN talked about Lagos as one of the best destinations for tourism in 2022. 20 best tourist destination, Paris, Tokyo, Los Angeles inclusive. That was not a mistake. Every governor, you see, when these people talk about godfatherism and all that, every governor, including Peter Obi brought Willie Obiano from Fidelity Bank as MD Fidelity Bank. He was never in government. He brought him and imposed it on the people of Anambra State. Willie Obiano became governor. A year down the line, they had issues. Allegedly, because Peter Obi, the money that he said he saved in banks, was meant to be shared on the 19th of October 2016. On the 19th of October 2016, Willie Obiano came out. It's in the newspapers. It's everywhere. That Peter Obi demanded for 7.5 billion from him as money he used to sponsor him for the governorship. Willie Obiano was not known to anybody in governance. Peter Obi refused to conduct local government elections 7 years and 10 months. He conducted local government election in Anambra State 2 months before he left office. That is not somebody that is prepared for governance at the top level. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was governor in Lagos State. He conducted local government election 3 times in the space of 8 years.
Okay, as I said, it's more of the process than the product. So I was talking about that process re-engineering that is going on. Politically, Nigeria's history is such that a candidate will come, I can do this, I can do that. He will bring a top-down strategy, dole out money as much as he can, and we will vote for him, and we will go and sleep and wait for him to do whatever he thinks he can do. But the Labour Party movement, now the Obidient movement, it started even before Peter Obi declared for president. That is the thing. So it's a bottom-up movement. We are the ones that are saying this is how we want our country to do. We are actually the ones running through Peter Obi. So insecurity is more of the people's problem, not any one person's problem. There are 2 ends of insecurity. There is the latent part, people who don't have jobs, who don't have food, who don't have education, who don't have health care, can result to criminality. So with a government that squeezes out corruption, like a Peter Obi-led Labour Party government, and reinvest this in improving education like he did in Anambra State, that latent criminality will be substantially reduced. And evidence, when he was in Anambra State, he was given the safest state 5 years consecutively. The records are there. So he has done it. And the system we are bringing will even enable him to do it easier because we, the people, are involved. So there will be, it is his data when he came back from Egypt about the police to citizen ratio that everybody is now quoting, including the PDP. So one of the things we've achieved as a party, we have deepened the conversation. We have provided content. We have provided context. We have provided data. So you now see everybody quoting data, everybody extrapolating, and it is all by His Excellency Peter Obi and the Obidient movement being involved. So our security plan is comprehensive, is total, is both on the active side and on the latent side.
All right,
and
thank you.
With evidence.
Thank you very much.
That we should understand that Nigeria didn't start in 2015. Nigeria started, or this Fourth Republic started in 1999. So
apologies,
very, very important.
We're out of time.
That we vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the next president.
Thank you, Shegun.
Okay, so
you barely have 30 seconds because I have to wrap up.
What I would just tell Nigerians is that the matter to be decided now is not between 3 candidates. It's between you and your conscience. Work with a system that is driven by the people and is going to put in your president that will work for you, rather than what we've always had, where somebody claims to know what they want to do, and they have never done that, and they come and do whatever they think is best. So the challenge is for the Nigerian youth: take your destiny in your hands, take back your country.
Okay.